Shazam! Fury of the Gods came out yesterday. I went to go see it in theaters yesterday. It's directed by David F. Sandberg, the guy that directed the first one as well. Directed all the Annabelle, or I don't know if he directed Annabelle. Did he? I forgot. But he directed the one film that I really liked, Lights Out. But this film stars Zachary, Levi, Helen Mirren, and Jack Dylan Grazer, and a bunch of other people. But what we're going to do is I want to talk about this film completely. You guys know, I'm not a big fan of the Shazam film. The first one, whenever that was, 2019, I believe it came out right around the same year. It was the year after Aquaman, so 2019. I was not a big fan of that film. I felt it very boring at times, and I wasn't a big fan of Zachary Levi playing Shazam. But so I went into Shazam, Fury of the Gods with low expectations, and actually came out really enjoying this film and having a great time with this film. I have a couple issues. We'll get into the cons later in the video, but I really just want to say that I really like the film. I was very surprised. I read a lot of reviews and like reactions to this film on Twitter. Majority of the people are actually liking it, but some people are stating that they did not enjoy the first film but actually enjoyed the second film. I feel like that's how I feel about this film, and I'm going to give you guys a lot of what I really enjoyed about this film. And first one off the top, you guys are going to be surprised, I really liked Zachary Levi's performance way more in this film than the other one. And it feels a lot like his performance in this film and Asher Angel's performance. If you don't know who Asher Angel is, he's the one that plays Little Billy, and his performance, they both match up and they sync together way better in this film than the previous film. You can actually kind of see that Asher's performance resembles Zach's performance, and Zach's performance resembles Asher's performance. And I really like that. And that's what really gets me more immersed into this experience, or this world of Shazam. And I really liked it. I really did. And I have to say though, basically his character, Billy's character in this film, whether we're talking about Shazam or Billy, is written way better than the first film. I'm just gonna say right now. But once again, I really like the Shazam family. You guys remember what I talked about in my video that I made maybe a year or two ago, the only thing that I really liked about the first Shazam film, besides a shitty villain, everything like that, was the family aspect. And it's here again, not as much, but it is here, and I really enjoyed it. And I actually liked it a little bit more in this film, but I also wanted more of it, and we'll get into that in the con section. But Jack Dylan Grazer, awesome actor, awesome. He really is. He's a severe standout in this film, and that's when when I get into my cons, I'm gonna speak to why he's a standout. But the three gods of Atlas being the main antagonist, I'm a sucker for Helen Mirren. I love almost anything she's in, but I have to say that these three villains or antagonists, way fucking better than Dr. Savannah from the first film. I can't stand him. Now, he is in the post-credit scene. It looks like they were trying to set something up, or I don't know if they're gonna. I really don't. I'm not really gonna talk about the post-credit scenes, by the way, either. I don't know. Anyways, the CGI and the visual effects in this film are an upgrade as well. I think that the visual effects in this film exceeded what happened in 2019. Not saying that 2019's visual effects were bad or anything, but they just seemed a lot epic in scale in this film, and the action is a lot more in this film, so that's probably what helped me get through the film a little bit more. And the fight sequences between Shazam and the gods of Atlas are fucking cool, and especially that final battle sequence with I forgot the one god that Shazam goes up against, who's riding the dragon. That was fucking awesome. That whole battle sequence was really, really fucking cool. But overall, like I said, the score, this is something that I have to say. I remember watching Shazam 2019, and I did not like the score in the film at all. The score in this film was really, really good. Now, I don't know, I heard that the guy that composed either Shazam 1 or Shazam Fury of the Gods is composing the Flash film. I hope they're two different composers, so I'm hoping it's Shazam Fury of the Gods composer that's composing the Flash film, because he did a really good job in this. You guys know how I am with music scores. They make up almost 40 to 50% of the film, how you're gonna feel about it, and in this film that elevated it and made me enjoy certain aspects of the film even more. Going into basically the emotion of this film. This film had more emotion, I feel like, packed in it than the first film, and that's surprising because you have a big family aspect in the first film, but there's a lot of things that happen in this film. Well, I'll say that for spoilers, but there's certain things, especially in the third act, that the emotion hits heavy, and I got like a lump in my throat. I was surprised. A couple other things before we get into a little spoilers. I really love the suit choices in this film. With the whole Shazam family, including Shazam, I did not like the 2019 suit. It looked like a big padded, puffy puff suit, muscle suit, and you could just tell it was all foamy and that stuff. This suit is a little bit more leaner, and it's got a little bit more, looks a little bit more technical, and I really like that. Only thing is, he did not put his hood up at all in this film, which I was a little surprised about. Actually, I don't even remember if he had a hood on his cape. I don't know if he did. I don't think he did. But either way, the suit looked awesome. It really did. And even for the rest of the family too. Like I said, I love the whole Shazam family. All their suits looked awesome as well. Also, I wanted to speak on the film's pacing in this film. From all three acts, this film is 2 hours and 10 minutes with credits, and I think it's the perfect runtime for this film. So the pacing through Act 1, 2, and 3, it was good. It was really good. I had no complaints with any of the pacing, so that was a good thing too. Thumbs up with that. And I have to say, which is also going to be a little bit of a negative that I'll get into in a sec, but the comedy in this film, it was good. It hit marks. It really, some parts were like really funny, and I was actually really surprised about it. And there was some brutal fight sequences in this film that I was surprised about too. With Shazam, I'm like, holy shit, he's beating the fuck out of her. But like I said, this film, I've only seen a couple Harry Potter films, so when I say this, take this with a grain of salt. This film feels like Shazam going up against something with Harry Potter. You got dragons, you got wizards, you got magic. That's what this film kind of feels like. But let's get into spoilers real quick. This, I think, elevated my experience. It's ballsy for them to do this. So spoilers, saying that right now, it's ballsy to kill off Shazam in his own film. We know that they did it with Superman and BVS, and they brought him back to life right away in this film, but I love the way they brought him back. But before they bring him back, I just want to speak on, this is where the part where I got a lump in my throat, and this is how you know that I've started to get invested in the Shazam character, in the Billy character. It was emotional seeing him. He did a self-sacrifice. He saved the day. He was a true hero, and he did it on his own and not with the family, and that's one thing that I really liked. But also, you could feel the emotion, the tenseness that took place after he died, and I was like, holy shit, I'm actually like, this is actually kind of sad. And that's when I said the score hits really well right at that portion of the film in the third act. But what the fuck, when Wonder Woman comes and basically revives Shazam because she's the only god left on Earth. You had an awesome battle leading up to that. This was fucking really cool. And thank God, like, this is the thing. They did a little joke, a little gag in the beginning where, and I think it was a callback to the 2019 film where they weren't showing her face and Billy was just dreaming about going on a date with Wonder Woman, and they just kept not showing her face, and I feel like it was kind of a callback to the 2019 film where they didn't show Superman's face, but they did something funny with it, which I thought with the wizard. But overall, we do actually get to see Gal Gadot in the film, and she brings back Shazam. She brings him back to life and honors him and says that he's a hero. He's obviously trying to hit on her, which I thought was a little bit funny right there at that moment too. But I like that sequence right there, and we even get to hear the Wonder Woman fucking theme, which is awesome. But that sequence right there also got me a little bit emotional, because it's just like, you're at that point of the time. This is what's going to suck with the next two DC films coming out. We don't know what's going to happen with these characters, these actors, these performances. We don't know if they're going to get carried into James Gunn's DCU. So it's like, I'm treating every film kind of leading up to Superman Legacy, as these are their send-offs. So like this could be the last time we see Shazam. This could be the last time we see Wonder Woman. I don't think so. I think she is in The Flash, but it's an emotional thing because you don't know when you're going to see these characters next, and you don't know if you're ever going to see them interact ever again. So that's what I took a lot from that sequence, and I'm like, holy shit, this is really cool. And that's the only tie-in that you get into the DCU. So in reality, they can bring Shazam right over to the DCU if they want it. But I'm not getting into that debate because then why can we bring fucking Henry? Yeah, not getting into that. But we'll see what happens. And like I was saying, there's 2 post-credit scenes. I'm not really going to touch on them besides Waller's 2 main people. I forgot their names. The one's James Gunn's wife, who was in Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, and Black Adam, go to recruit Shazam for the Justice Society, and he basically declines it, but then there's a little reference to the Avengers in there, which I thought was pretty cool. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. And then the second one was stupid. I don't want to even talk about it. I love Mark Strong as an actor, but Dr. Savannah, that character, I don't like at all. I just don't. So it has something to do with him, so whatever. But guys, let's get into the cons of this film. I only have 2 cons. So like I said before, there were funny moments of the film, but sometimes, at times, and this is a problem with the 2019 version too, it felt forced comedy at times. It did, for me personally. Like I said, there were some times that I'm like, okay, this is actually fucking hilarious, but at some other points of the film, I'm like, okay, all right, let's just get on with it. Let's stop cracking these jokes and like just keep going on. So at times I felt really forced, and this is the other con that I really wanted to speak with is I would have loved to see the kids more than we did. This is why I say Jack Dylan Grazer is a standout in the film. We see a lot more of him being a kid, or being Jack Dylan Grazer instead of being Captain Everypower, I think that was his name. Captain Everypower Jr. or something like that, which I thought was funny. But we see a lot more of him, and we see his human side to like his relationship with Anne, who we end up finding out is part of the... That's what I wanted to see a little bit more, was more of the family aspect, because it was heavy on the first film, and that was the only part that I really enjoyed. So we would have got a little bit more of them being their younger selves. I think that would have made my experience go way up, but it is what it is. Overall, though, guys, I really had a fun time with this film. After going in with really low expectations and not enjoying the 2019 film, I was surprised about how much fun I had with this film. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really want now to see more Shazam, and hopefully we get to see Zachary Levi come back into the DCU. I just don't know what's going to happen. Everything's up in the air at this point. But guys, overall, I have to give Shazam, Fury of the Gods, an 8.5 out of 10. Go see this film. A lot of people aren't going to probably be going to see it. There was nobody in my theater. So I went into a theater empty, which was actually pretty cool. I actually like that experience, so you don't get people being fucking annoying. But go see this film over the weekend. It's a fun watch. If you guys weren't a big fan of the first one, you're probably going to enjoy this one. But honestly, if you're a fan of the first one, I think you're going to enjoy this film as well. I think you guys have really liked this one. But that being said, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.